Hello everyone and welcome to my lunar energy report. My name is Erica Othen. I am an astrologer, spiritual life coach, and you can find me on my website, thespiritualchannel.com. Welcome to the total solar eclipse in Aquarius. This eclipse is going to be exact on July 27th at 1:20 p.m. Pacific and 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this eclipse is so intense. It is so powerful because it's going to be the longest eclipse since the last 120 years. It is a blood moon, it is a super moon, and it's just the portal is being opened up and we are just being super activated. We are receiving downloads and just so much multi-dimensional energy and just high vibrational frequencies from this super moon, this lunar eclipse. It is just so powerful. In the United States, we're not going to be able to see it. You're going to be able to see it more in Europe, I think some parts of Asia, but the energy is just super high, super intense nonetheless. We are just right in the middle of eclipse season. It's been a lot, just very, very emotional, and a lot of change and a lot of transformation is happening right now with these eclipses, especially with this total solar eclipse. So we'll dive right into all the planetary alignments. Again, this full moon, basically I'll go into what an eclipse is. An eclipse is a supercharged, super powerful full moon. A full moon is an opposition between the sun and the moon, and right now we have the sun at 4 degrees and 44 minutes of Leo, and then we have the moon directly opposing it at 4 degrees 44 minutes of Aquarius. And the reason why the moon is eclipsed is because basically the Earth's shadow is going over the moon, so that's what causes that kind of eerie eclipse sort of action. But the reason why this one is so particularly powerful is because for a lot of reasons, but as far as like the planets are lining up, it is directly conjunct the north node. So we have the sun directly conjunct the north node in Leo. The moon is directly opposing it again, but conjunct the south node. And the moon is also conjunct Mars. And that's Mars retrograde. So we'll talk about the nodes a little bit first. Basically, the nodes of the moon are like a little knot in space. It's not like an actual tangible thing, but they're vortexes of energy nonetheless. The north node is like a little north star. It's where we're all collectively heading, where we're going, and that being in Leo, it is, just really our heart. Right now, we are collectively healing our hearts. We are collectively healing heartbreaks, and really focusing on our heart, how our hearts feel, what our hearts want, just focusing our attention, just taking care of our hearts, nurturing ourselves, loving ourselves, nourishing our inner child, because that's really healing your heart. Focusing on those things and those themes is really the best way to spend this eclipse. Now, directly opposing that, we have the moon, which is our emotions, our feelings, and just how we instinctively respond to the vibrational frequencies around us. The moon is directly conjunct the south node. Now, if the north node is where we're going, the south node is where we've been. So this eclipse is really going to be stirring up things of the past, relationships of the past, people coming back up from the past, a lot of karma that needs to be resolved, coming up at this point right now. The full moon and this eclipse is really illuminating it, and it is igniting it. And I would be very mindful of the people that are coming in and coming out of your life right now, because it just means that there's a lot of just karma and healing and things that really need to be resolved and cleared up, either cleared up or cleared out. Because a full moon, and especially when it is a lunar eclipse, is all about change. And this one being an Aquarius, directly making a T-square, directly squaring Uranus. It is just electrifying, drastic, spontaneous change, and we're all getting stirred and shaken up right now with that. You know, so much transformation is happening right now on a collective level. So let's talk about, you know, that Aquarian energy, because I think that's really what we are feeling and what, you know, we're kind of focusing on. Aquarius is the future. It is just that really innovative, you know, revolutionary kind of energy. It is just like electric and just spontaneous, drastic change. I like to say Uranus and Aquarius energy is just, you know, flashes of inspiration, and it just really is like the future. It's like this futuristic, multi-dimensional consciousness. It is, you know, just on the collective, it rules the collective consciousness, really. That Uranus and Aquarius is the energy of that collective consciousness. It's, you know, vibrations and the higher energies, and just really multi-dimensional frequencies. So when I say that we were being like super activated and receiving all these multidimensional downloads from this eclipse, it's because this huge portal is being opened up and ignited, and it's like we're all kind of being pushed and pulled and vibrationally aligning with these higher dimensional frequencies of Aquarius. Now I know that sounds like a little spacey and kind of like, you know, maybe even like a little weird, but that is Aquarius energy. Aquarius energy is like a little eccentric. It's, you know, like it is spacey. Aquarius energy like rules space. It rules things like astrology and astronomy and, you know, magic, that kind of energy, if you think on it like on a multi-dimensional level. So just it's like the higher consciousness and like those like higher dimensions, that is Aquarius energy, and we are all being activated by this right now with this lunar eclipse. Now, bringing it back to what I was talking about just a little earlier with Mars retrograde aligning itself perfectly conjunct the moon and then opposing the sun. So Mars has been retrograde, I believe it's June 26th. It's going to be out of retro on August 27th, either the 27th or 28th. Mars rules our drive, it rules our energy, it is how we go out and get what we want and how we get things done. It is our desires. You know, and Mars is also masculine energy. It's like, you know, that more assertive kind of like go, go, go energy. Mars likes to move forward. It likes to move. When it is retrograde, it's basically telling us we need to take all of the energy and like just, you know, the initiation process, and instead of kind of like making really fast decisions, Mars retrograde is calling us to bring that energy back inward. You know, and kind of it's almost like an incubation period. I would not be initiating projects at this time. I would probably wait until after Mars is out of its retrograde stage. And interestingly enough, Mars also rules our ego. So collectively, we are getting like our egos back in check. They're being recalibrated, they're, you know, being realigned, and our collective ego and that kind of masculine energy is just really being, you know, like I said, realigned and recalibrated right now. We're collectively trying to kind of figure that all out. It is, however, a very emotionally charged time with this eclipse, because the moon is our emotions again, it's our feelings, and then Mars is that kind of like aggressive energy, it's the warrior. So right now it's a very emotionally charged time. I would just kind of take some deep breaths. I would be meditating, I would be praying, I would be, you know, just really taking time for yourself. And like I said, not initiating projects. It's more of like an incubation period. If you do, however, want to manifest love, or like a divine partner or a soulmate or a twin flame. I would, however, say that right now is a very potent and powerful time to do so. Usually full moons are about clearing and releasing. They're about cutting cords. They're about, just kind of making space for you to be able to manifest and create what you want at the new moon. But the best time to really call in love and your divine partner, your divine complement, your soulmate or your twin flame is during a full moon. And with this moon in Aquarius and the sun in Leo, which is our heart, what we love, our creativity, I'm really getting the message that it's a really wonderful time to call in your twin flame. You might not see, the person's not going to show up right away, okay? I'm just going to be honest with it. That's kind of what my guides are telling me. But creating a ritual around wanting to create the divine partner, that twin flame for yourself, and calling that person in can be very powerful at this time. The energy of an eclipse, even though it is a very emotional time, the energy of the eclipse extends well beyond that 29 day lunar cycle to like 3-6 months. So it's going to take some time for this person to potentially come back, into your life or back into your life. But if you, take the time to do a ritual, just surround yourself with love, with the intention to bring love in, bring that soulmate in, bring that divine partner in, you really will see the manifestation be created. Like I said, it just might take some time. So just give it a little time for it to kind of incubate and blossom and grow. But it is a very potent time, to do that if you do feel so called. Another alignment that I'm seeing with this solar eclipse is the harsh aspect to Uranus. The planets are actually making a T-square, so it's the sun and moon opposition directly squaring Uranus and Taurus. Now Uranus and Taurus it's going to be in Taurus for the next 7 years. Again, Uranus is that very kind of like future-minded, electric, spontaneous change. It's like this radical energy, very innovative and revelations. So that kind of frequency, that's the feeling and the vibe of it. Taurus is the earth. So right now we are opening up portals to the new earth. It's the new earth paradigms that we are really truly stepping into. And with this T-square, it's like, if you're holding on to the past, you're not supported really to do that right now. Everything with this eclipse, with the planetary energy, is saying it's time to change. It's time to, you can't be just stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's time to really kind of clear out, cut those cords, and let things go. I created something that was really fun for me to do. It was the first time that I ever have created something like this, but I basically did your eclipse season thrival guide. And so that was the last video that I created, just giving kind of these tips that I have, kind of come up with about how to really truly harness the energy of eclipse season and kind of, how to thrive during eclipse season. But I talked a lot about that in that video. Just the importance of clearing and letting go, releasing, and really relinquishing control. Right now, although we can, manifest things into existence, I wouldn't be worrying about how they're going to get here, when they're going to get here, like the who, what, why, how, when. Don't worry about that. Just, the manifestation when it comes to the love and the divine partner, that's cool, but just don't worry about it because you're pushing it away, and just let it kind of incubate. But if you're holding on to something that's like really kind of telling you to go, that it needs to go, it's like you just gotta let it go. You gotta let it be. Be very mindful of, again, on who's leaving your life at this time, who is coming into your life at this time, because there's really a powerful force behind it all, and it really is all in divine timing. It's time to clear out the karma and really clear and resolve the karma more than anything, and really kind of clear out that space in order to create space to align yourself and align your vibration with the story you were born to live. If people are just disappearing out of your life, like, you know, in the blink of an eye or in the snap of a finger, it comes down to vibration. For whatever reason, they're not vibrationally aligned with where you're going, who you are at this time. And my best advice is, you know, you just gotta kind of let it go and relinquish the control. If they're meant to be in your life, they're going to come back, they're going to support it, it's going to be okay. But if not, we're doing just all that cutting and clearing space right now. And that's really what these planetary alignments are telling us. Also too, there is a tremendous amount of healing going on. And the reason why I say that is because the moon and Mars retrograde are directly sextiling Chiron and making, you know, and then also it's kind of being ignited by that sun. But the moon, which is again our feelings and our emotions, and Chiron is our inner wounds. They're our deepest wounds on like just that deep soul level. The healing process is being very supported at this time. It's like everything is just being illuminated in the sky and supporting us in nurturing ourselves, in nourishing ourselves, and really doing the work in order to heal. It's just so many changes and transformation going on. But again, it really is to align us better with the story we were born to live, with our evolution, with our growth, and really just the highest potential that we really, you know, can reach. That is kind of where we're all being pushed right now. I'm trying to think if there's any other kind of aspects that I see. Again, we also have Venus, the planet of love, our relationships, how we value ourselves. Venus also, I feel, rules our heart. And we have Pluto directly trining, which again is a positive flowing aspect. So we have Venus in Virgo, we have Pluto in Capricorn. There's just so much transformation going on in relationships. You know, things are breaking down, breaking away. We are relinquishing control. Things are just getting stirred up and shaken up when it comes to relationships, and that is directly tied into how we are valuing ourselves. So just really powerful stuff, and feeling empowered. It's directly, you know, aligned with our own self-empowerment, how we are, you know, our partnerships, our relationships, whoever is, you know, in your life right now. Do you feel supported by them? Do you feel empowered by them? Are they empowering you to be the best version of yourself that you can be? That's definitely something very important, I think, to tune into for this eclipse. But again, there's just there's so much change in these two planets, Venus and Pluto, in the earth sign. So it's like that grounded earth energy. Venus in Virgo is all about purification. So purifying our hearts, we are healing our hearts. We are collectively healing our hearts right now. And that doesn't just have to do, I would say, like in a romantic partnership sort of way. It's like what does your heart truly desire sort of vibration. It is, you know, what does your heart truly want? You know, we are, again, I think I had mentioned this earlier, but we're healing our hearts. We are just healing you know, the breakups and breakdowns of our hearts, and really healing heartbreak. We're collectively healing heartbreak. So, you know, being kind to yourself, nourishing yourself, nurturing yourself, taking the time and space to relax, to slow down, to meditate, You know, spending time in nature, spending time in the water to clean and clear and purify yourself. So important right now. Just really taking the time for yourself, tuning into the energy of your heart, tuning into the energy of how your heart feels and what your heart truly wants is the best vibrational energy and the best way that you can be spending this very powerful, very intense solar eclipse. So I think that is everything that I wanted to talk about as far as the planetary alignments. Something that I thought that would be nice is I actually bought one of my crystal bowls out, and she is a heart chakra bowl. She is F sharp, and she's 420 hertz. That's the frequency that she resonates at, and she's made of chrysoprase, and she is just straight to your heart chakra, like just really, really beautiful. So if you'd like to take a few moments with me, I thought it would be nice to kind of do a little bit of quiet meditation, a few breaths, and just really tap in and tune in to that heart chakra energy. So I'm going to play the bowl. If you could take a nice deep breath, releasing that breath. Another nice deep breath in. Releasing that breath. Releasing any tension, any anxiety, any self-deprecating thoughts, or any kind of paradigms that are not serving you or your highest good or your highest potential. If you could really tap in and tune in to the sound, to the frequency, to the tone and the vibration of this bowl, and just allow this bowl to put all of that heart chakra, heart-based energy back into your heart. Feel it activating your heart, opening up your heart, and refilling it with just the highest vibrational energy of love. And so it is. Thank you for that. I feel so just relaxed, and I hope that you do too. I hope you enjoyed that. But thank you so much for tuning into my lunar energy report. Again, this is just such a very powerful, powerful day. So I wish you the very best with it, sending all the solar eclipse, full moon blessings out to you all, and from my heart to yours, sending you all so much love.